Ashanti, Mary J. Blige, and Missy Elliott in a chorus that led us in the refrain, "We speak your names, we speak your names." And all around us were our sisters in the flesh, weeping and laughing and hugging each other in recognition of how amazing they truly are, and our sisters in the spirit, gone but never forgotten, celebrating with us and forgiving us completely for taking so long to call them back and tell them thank you. It was a moment when no one could deny the magic or describe it, so we didn't try. The next night, we added the other young'uns, Yolanda Adams, Debbie Allen, Tyra Banks, Kathleen Battle, Naomi Campbell, Natalie Cole, Suzanne DePass, Kimberly Elise, Denise Graves, Pam Greer, Iman, Judith Jameson, Beverly Johnson, Chaka Khan, Gail King, Terry McMillan, Audra McDonald, Melba Moore, Brandy Norwood, Michelle Obama, Valerie Simpson, and Susan Taylor to our chorus. And at the glittering Legends Ball, we offered the poem one more time as a parting gift before we all headed home the next day to our busy, separate lives, promising not to forget what happened between us, promising to stay in touch, and then it was over. 3 days after I stood in Oprah's garden, surrounded by a feeling of connectedness not only to the women whose names we had called, but to the ones whose spirits we had raised, whose names we never knew and never will, Zarin and I were driving home to Atlanta on Route 66. When we stopped for the night, I turned on the television, and suddenly, there we were. Oprah's Legends Ball, live and in living color as the lead story on Entertainment Tonight. It startled me, not so much because I hadn't expected to see the event covered by the media, but because the story that I saw didn't get to the heart of the matter. Yes, there were stars. Yes, there were wonderful flowers and fabulous gowns and diamond earrings and designer shoes and caviar and silver spoons. The camera captured all of that perfectly. The only thing it missed was the presence of all those spirits who hadn't gone anywhere after that luncheon except right back to the ball with us. So that when we sang Ain't No Mountain High Enough, they sang it too. When we danced all night just because we could, they were dancing too. Which is the reason we're all smiling when you see us in those pictures. Because we do love our earrings, but in that one amazing moment, we loved each other more and more and more and more. Being a worrier by nature, I turned off the television and immediately began to wonder how long it would be before the real feeling faded. I wondered how long before I could only remember what happened, who wore what and who sat where, but not what it felt like to be there. How long before it became a wonderful memory and nothing more. But we continued our journey home, and gradually the beauty of the landscape cleared my head, and the sweetness of the people we encountered soothed my soul. And at some point, I think it was when we stopped for the night outside of Amarillo, Texas, I stopped worrying. In that blessed moment of calm, I read the poem to myself out loud, and the feeling from the gazebo came back strong. The more I read, the less I worried about what I might forget, and the more I understood that this was something I would always remember. Oprah calls it a praise poem. I call it a celebration for the same reason, because this piece is part of an oral tradition that goes back as far as we do. A tradition that grows out of an understanding that some things must be spoken out loud to get to where the magic is. This poem is like that. If it was a spell, I'd encourage you to cast it. Sisterhood in the service of truth is an undeniable force in these remarkable times. My sisters, here, there, and everywhere, this poem is for you. Use it, adapt it, pass it on. We speak your names, a celebration. Because we are free women, born of free women, who are born of free women, back as far as time begins, we celebrate your freedom. Because we are wise women, born of wise women, who are born of wise women, we celebrate your wisdom. Because we are strong women, born of strong women, who are born of strong women, we celebrate your strength. Because we are magical women, born of magical women, who are born of magical women, we celebrate your magic. My sisters, we are gathered here to speak your names. We are here because we are your daughters, as surely as if you had conceived us, nurtured us, carried us in your wombs, and then sent us out into the world to make our mark and see what we see and be what we be, but better, truer, deeper, because of the shining example of your own incandescent lives. We are here to speak your names because we have enough sense to know that we did not spring full-blown from the forehead of Zeus, or arrive on the scene like Topsy, our sister once removed, who somehow just growed. We know that we are walking in footprints made deep by the confident strides of women who parted the air before them like the forces of nature that you are. We are here to speak your names, because you taught us that the search is always for the truth, and that when people show us who they are, we should believe them. We are here because you taught us that sister speak can continue to be our native tongue, no matter how many languages we learn as we move about as citizens of the world and of the ever-evolving universe. We are here to speak your names, because of the way you made for us, because of the prayers you prayed for us. We are the ones you conjured up, hoping we would have strength enough, and discipline enough, and talent enough, and nerve enough to step into the light when it turned in our direction and just smile a while. We are the ones you hoped would make you proud, because all of our hard work makes all of yours part of something better, truer, deeper, something that lights the way ahead like a lamp unto our feet, as steady as the unforgettable beat of our collective heart. We speak your names. We speak your names. Dr. Maya, Angelou, Shirley, Caesar, Diane, Carol, Elizabeth, Catlet, Ruby, Dee, Catherine, Dunham. We speak your names. We speak your names. You could not have known how closely we watched your every move, how we hung on your every word, how eagerly we ran to sit cross-legged in front of the television whenever you were on Ed Sullivan or Soul Train or 60 Minutes. How patiently we saved our money to buy that record or that theater ticket or that museum membership or that magazine subscription that would allow us to see you doing what nobody else had ever done before, in just that way, on every front, all at the same time. We were so proud of you, it made us walk taller, smile wider, dream bigger. You could not have been in each of our little black girl bedrooms, watching us hold that make-pretend microphone as we lip-synced your latest hit when dinner was ready downstairs, or curled up under the covers with your new book when we had math homework to do, or prayed for your safety when our parents told us you were somewhere fighting for our freedom, and it was dangerous work. It is always dangerous work, but the trade-off is unacceptable. From you, we learned that freedom is non-negotiable.